Welcome to Talking Tales. Learn English. In today's video, we will dive deep into one of the most powerful aspects of learning a new language: how to think in English in everyday life. This is a topic many English learners struggle with, but once you master it, it will significantly improve your fluency, your confidence, and your ability to express yourself naturally. We often focus on vocabulary, grammar, and pronunciation when learning a new language, but there's something more fundamental that ties everything together: thinking in that language. When you start thinking in English, you stop mentally translating from your native language. This allows you to speak faster, more naturally, and with greater confidence. The good news is that thinking in English can be learned, and with practice, you'll begin to notice a big difference in your language skills. Whether you're a beginner or at an intermediate level, these strategies will help you progress to the next level. Are you ready to make English a natural part of your thinking process? Let's begin. Part 1. Start with small mental shifts. The first step to thinking in English is changing the way your brain processes the language. Stop translating. Many learners make the mistake of translating everything in their mind from their native language to English. This slows you down when you speak and interrupts the natural flow of conversation. Imagine you're walking through a park. Instead of thinking in your native language, "I see the trees and the flowers," try thinking directly in English. "I see the trees and the flowers." There's no need for translation. Just associate the things you see with the English words directly. Here's another example. Instead of thinking, "I'm going to the store to buy bread," try thinking, "I'm going to the store to buy bread." You might be thinking, "But this is so hard. I'm not used to it." Don't worry. It's a gradual process. Start small with simple sentences and describe your surroundings. Over time, you'll find yourself thinking more in English and less in your native language. One easy way to begin is by talking to yourself in English. For example, if you see a cat, say to yourself, "There's a cat." If you're walking into the kitchen, say to yourself, "I'm going into the kitchen." Important tip: start with simple, everyday sentences that don't require complex grammar or vocabulary. Keep it simple, and your mind will gradually adapt. Part 2. Everyday conversations in English. One of the most effective ways to practice thinking in English is by engaging in casual conversations. When you speak to friends, family members, or colleagues, try to think and respond in English without translating. For example, let's say you are talking to your friend about your weekend plans. Instead of saying, "I'm going to the park with my friend," try thinking and saying it in English as, "I'm going to the park with my friend." Even if you're not fluent yet, it's important to speak and practice. The more you do it, the faster your mind will adapt to thinking in English. Some common conversational phrases include, "What's your plan for the weekend?" "I'm thinking of going to the movies." "Would you like to join me?" "When are you free to hang out?" Think about how you would respond to these questions in English. Over time, you'll get used to thinking in English when you communicate with others. The key to fluency is constant practice. So, don't hesitate to start practicing simple conversations, even if you're by yourself. Part 3. Think in English during simple tasks. One of the best ways to build your thinking in English is to incorporate it into everyday activities. Whether you're cooking, cleaning, or running errands, these are opportunities to practice English without thinking too much about it. For example, when you're in the kitchen, instead of thinking, "I'm cooking lunch," try thinking, "I'm cooking lunch. I need to add salt. The vegetables are ready." When cleaning, think, "I'm vacuuming the floor. I need to wash the dishes." Even simple activities like getting dressed can be turned into English practice. "I'm going to wear my blue jeans today. I need to pick a shirt for the day." These small steps will add up over time and help train your brain to think in English naturally. The more you describe what you're doing, the more natural it will feel. Part 4. Listening and observing. To think in English, it's helpful to immerse yourself in the language. Listening to English content like podcasts, songs, movies, or even audiobooks can help you familiarize yourself with how native speakers express themselves. While listening, don't just hear the words, actively engage with them. For example, if you hear someone say, "I can't believe it's raining today," think about how you would respond in English. Would you say, "Yeah, it's been raining nonstop," or "I didn't expect it to rain"? When watching a movie, pay attention to how the actors speak. How do they express themselves? Try repeating the phrases or sentences they use, even if it's just in your mind. Another great technique is to repeat phrases in your head after hearing them, like, "I'll meet you at 5 p.m. Let's have dinner at that new restaurant." By constantly listening to English and imagining how you would respond, you'll be able to think in English more easily. Part 5. Describe your environment in English. Throughout the day, there are countless opportunities to describe the world around you. Whether you're at home, on your way to work, or in a store, take a moment to describe the scene in English. For example, "The sky is so blue today." "I see a red car parked outside." "There's a dog barking on the street." When you're in a store, think, "This store has so many items on sale. I need to buy apples and bananas." By describing what you see in English, your brain starts to associate English words directly with things in your environment. This helps you think in English instead of translating. Part 6. Use English in your inner dialogue. Your inner dialogue, the thoughts you have with yourself, can also be a great opportunity for practicing thinking in English. When you make decisions or reflect on your day, try to do so in English. For example, "What should I have for dinner tonight? Should I go to the gym or relax at home? I have to finish my work before the deadline." When you talk to yourself in English, your brain becomes more familiar with the language. Eventually, this inner dialogue will become more natural, and you'll begin thinking in English without even realizing it. Part 7. Practice making plans in English. Planning your day or your week is another opportunity to think in English. Whether you're deciding what to have for lunch or planning a trip with friends, try to do it in English. For example, "I'll wake up at 7 a.m. tomorrow to go for a run." "We should meet at the cafe at 3 p.m. I'll finish my homework before going out." As you plan, you're also practicing your vocabulary and sentence structures. The more you do this, the more it will become second nature to think in English. Part 8. Practice thinking in English through reading and writing. Another fantastic way to think in English is through reading and writing. These activities will not only expand your vocabulary, but also help you organize your thoughts in English. Try reading English books, articles, or blogs regularly. After reading a section, try to summarize what you read in your mind or aloud. This helps you process the information in English, not just translate it from your native language. Writing is another great way to practice thinking in English. Keep a journal where you write about your day, your goals, and your challenges. Writing about your experiences in English allows you to express your thoughts in English and improve your writing skills. Tips to develop. Thinking in English 1. Be consistent. Like any new habit, thinking in English requires practice. Try to make it part of your daily routine. Whether you're walking, eating, or cleaning, describe what you're doing in English. 2. Start small. Begin with simple thoughts and actions. Think about what's happening around you, what you're feeling, and what you're doing in English. As you get more comfortable, increase the complexity of your sentences. 3. Don't fear mistakes. Making mistakes is part of the learning process. Don't worry about perfection. The more mistakes you make, the faster you will learn. 4. Surround yourself with English. Immerse yourself in the language. Watch movies, listen to music, read books, and speak with others in English. The more exposure you get, the faster you will start thinking in English. 5. Use technology. Use language learning apps, online courses, or AI chatbots like ChatGPT to practice English. These tools can be incredibly helpful in reinforcing your learning and helping you think in English. 6. Stay patient. Changing how you think takes time. Be patient with yourself and enjoy the process. Small progress every day will add up. Conclusion. Thinking in English is a powerful way to improve your language skills. While it may seem challenging at first, with regular practice, you'll notice a big improvement in your fluency and confidence. Remember, it's all about making English a natural part of your life. From small daily tasks to conversations with others, there are countless opportunities to practice thinking in English. Thank you for watching today's video. We hope you found these tips helpful. Keep practicing, and don't forget to comment below with any topics you want to learn about next. We'll see you in the next video.